What's going on? What's going on, guys? Jay the Black here. Salute to everyone that's tuning in. I want to talk about this Usher thing. Now, I'm a little late on this, but I wanted to make sure that I got as much information I can put in this video as possible. Y'all know the viral video of Usher on stage with a female. Nobody at the time knew who she was, but she basically got kicked off stage because she looked uncomfortable, like she wanted to be somewhere else, even though she decided to go voluntarily on stage with Usher. It just was very awkward. It went viral. Well, she responded. She made a response video because she was getting cooked all over social. She's still getting cooked. I mean, she's been getting cooked for days. That's probably why she made this video. Now, people are saying she was there for Chris Brown. She thought that she was gonna get Chris Brown's attention. Maybe she should have paid for the meet and greet, right, with Chris, if he's still doing those, right? So Usher apparently issued a warning about women coming on stage, and if they're not really into his act, then they shouldn't get on stage. I agree. Nobody forced her to go on stage. She could have sat in her seat. He wasn't going to force her to go on stage. She went up there because she wanted to. All right. So let's get into this real quick. Usher is making his intentions clear after a fan appeared uncomfortable when he brought her on stage at his Nashville show over the weekend. The singer-songwriter issued a warning at his concert to all fans who are brought up for a serenade of "Can You Handle It?" Before we get started, don't bring your up here if you don't want to be here, Usher told the crowd at his Birmingham, Alabama show on Tuesday. According to a TikTok video from the concert, God don't like ugly, but most certainly doesn't feel too good about pretty privilege either. During his tour stop in Nashville, which is part of his co-headlining R&B tour with Chris Brown, Usher brought a fan on stage and attempted to give her a sultry lap dance on a bed, according to a fan video on TikTok. During the moment, a fan appeared uncomfortable and their interaction went viral on social media. "I don't think she wanted to be on stage," the singer said after noticing the woman appeared uninterested. The fan was later identified as Gabrielle Cheyenne, later spoke to TMZ about the incident and said that she was hoping to get pulled on stage by Chris Brown. So she wanted to go up there with Chris. Gabrielle wanted to go. She was there for Chris Brown. She wasn't there for Usher. His fans are mostly the Gen Xers, I would say, millennials as well. They don't say what her age is, but she's probably in her 20s, possibly. She was there for Chris Brown, right? She was hoping Chris brings her on stage, right? Because if she was up there with Chris, then we would not be talking about this. Matter of fact, let's hear what she had to say from her own mouth, right? Let's hear what she had to say.
Down here wanting the latest drama, wanting to be in drama.
Before we get to this, let me go back, because I think this was a second video she did. She said that she was approached first and upgraded to VIP. They don't give you any instructions on who, what, when, where, or how, she told the outlet. They told her that it was a possibility of her going on stage, but they didn't confirm that until it was closer to time for her to go on stage. Of course, you're getting on stage. Why would she decline that? She says solely says she went to the concert for Chris Brown. It's nothing against Usher, Cheyenne continued. Says she's more of a Chris Brown fan than she is of an Usher. Of course, it would have been a different reaction with Chris Brown. It wouldn't have been the stiffness or whatever the internet is portraying. The interviewer then referenced a social media post where Cheyenne said, "Pretty privileges is something you hoes will never know about." In response, Cheyenne said that was aimed towards people in her hometown and that she would have declined the offer if she had known Usher, not Brown, would bring her on stage. Says she would have said no. It was never her intention to rile all these people up and ruin the moment. Everything under the sun that they're saying, she said, is nothing against Usher, but she preferred an artist over the other. She preferred one artist over the other. This is the thing about co-headlining tours. When you have two artists like this, Usher, Chris Brown, headlining a tour, these are the problems you're going to come into, right? Because there's people who are there for you, or Usher, or they're there for a Chris Brown. You just never know. Maybe now, according to her, she was upgraded and all that. She didn't ask no questions or nothing. Maybe it could be a situation where she was picked out, unbeknownst to her, according to her, because she could be lying. She was upgraded and she was basically gonna be going on stage, right? You don't ask no question, nothing. Maybe the people doing it should have asked her. I would say that. Not everybody's there for the same people. Now they know, but I just think that she's kind of trying to talk her way out of the cooking that she's getting on social media. I don't think I relatively believe that. I think they did talk to her and ask her, hey, are you willing to go on stage? And she said yes, but she should have asked them. She should have said she preferred one over the other. She didn't do that. She got upgraded. She was probably happy about that because of the pretty privilege, quote unquote. And she didn't ask no questions. She just, was ready to go on stage. And then she got put on stage for Usher. And that's when the attitude started, because she didn't get what she wanted. She wanted to speak to Chris Brown, and he didn't choose her. Usher did, right? But again, you had a choice. She's trying to make it seem like she had no choice in the matter. You had a choice at the end of the day, and you chose to hop on stage. Now let's go to this, because she was mad, so she put out a response video. All right.
Around here, wanting the latest drama, wanting to be in drama. You've never seen me post a fight. You've never seen me post on social media about me being in tour with anybody. I don't even post my real life. Y'all don't know if I'm in a relationship, if I'm not in a relationship, who I'm with, where I'm at, or anything.
I will say this, though. She probably is in a relationship, because out of her own mouth, she's basically confirming she's in a relationship. She's talking about they don't know if she's in a relationship, who she's with. You're with somebody, okay? All this pretty privileged stuff tells me that you be out here balancing men all the time, right? That's what she's a lighter complected heifer from the South. So you already know she's out here balancing dudes, and she's used to getting her way and getting what she wants. She wanted to meet Chris Brown. Well, she should have opened her mouth and said that instead of just hopping on stage. You know what I'm saying? But she wanted to be the center of attention. But the body language never lies. And her body language said that she wasn't there for Usher. She, according to her, she's there. And by the way, if you're dating this woman, how do you feel about her saying that she went to the concert to get, grinded on by Chris Brown? How would you feel if you her dude? This is your woman, and she's telling the internet that she wanted to get grinded on by Chris Brown in her own way. But that's what a lot of these heifers do. That there's a lot of heifers on social media who hide their relationships because they're fishing for a new one with the man they actually want to be with, which is probably a celebrity,
And this has been blown way out of proportion. It was never supposed to be this big. I got on stage with Usher. In front of thousands of people. Whether if it was me wanting to just have the experience, or just me to be seen, or how do y'all know that once I got up there, I didn't feel uncomfortable or whatever? Like, it's just so much to it. And I don't have to explain what exactly went through my mind right at that moment or what led up to that event. I was at the concert. We got moved from the floor to VIP. And once I got off the stage, I went back to VIP and finished enjoying the concert. I didn't think it would be this serious. And then for all these news articles and these big sites to try and take my words and flip them around and anything like that with the pretty privileges or anything like that, trying to paint me as a mean girl. I don't be on social media. I don't bother people. I mind my business. Y'all read my tone from my post because I was mad. I'm angry. I'm a person who sit back and don't say anything. So for y'all to be attacking my character, I'm going to get upset because I'm a real person with real feelings at the end of the day.
Well, that's the internet. And again, you had a choice and you made it. And then you said you was there for Chris. You was there for Chris Brown. You can't take that back. That's not a lie the internet made up. You said that. You said that. I just read y'all what she said to TMZ. She was there for Chris Brown. You can't take that back. Once you put that out there, it's out there. You can't take it back. No matter what you say or what you want done. This is what you said and what you did. I want people to understand something. A lot of times, a lot of these chicks, man, you know, they go to these shows looking for attention. This is why women were willing to pay Chris Brown for those photo ops. They don't want to be normal anymore. All these chicks want to be IG models. I went to her Instagram. She posts like she's an Instagram baddie. You know that it's and according to her, I guess she's just a regular girl. I don't think she's a celebrity. I don't think she's in no reality TV or anything. But they all, she knows she was there for. You could have declined to go up there. You didn't have to. You made a choice. You made a choice to go up there. You went up there, and you're not used to people roasting you. You're not used to getting roasted. You're probably used to talking crazy to other people. And you're getting cooked by everybody, and you're upset. Usher had every right to say, listen, if you uncomfortable coming up here, don't come up there. Why would you go up there if you already know what type of show it is? So why would you go up there? You said they upgraded you, so you knew that you were going on stage. You just didn't know with who. I don't think that's how that works. I don't think that's how it works. But this is the internet. And whatever you do, if it's caught on video, you can go viral. The moment you walked on stage, you're going to be recorded and put on the internet. This is why I say body language is undefeated. Body language tells you a lot. Women will show you with their body language whether they like you or not. They could be looking at you in your face smiling, but if their body language says differently, they don't like you. They don't like you. So let me know in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. Like the video and share it. Follow me on all my social media platforms. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Click notification bell. And check out all the other videos on this channel. And I'll see y'all next one.